Mastering Paradigms, Reprogram Your Mind for a Dominant Masculine Presence and Unleash Your Full Potential. He is an NLP certified guy, and he understands the subconscious routines that you need to break and or make to reach your goals. So there's quite a bit here in this book. I mean, the man wrote a book using the skills that I outlined as the first book. And lo and behold, it's a book on paradigms, which probably sets the tone for nearly every skill, because without programming your subconscious mind to think, even the inner dialogue is going to be difficult.
Well,
You're going to
Thor,
need.
that's one of the most under talked about, underrated, glazed over aspects of instituting a permanent quality change is starting in your subconscious. A lot of people don't talk about it. You talk about go lift weights, and which is good, and I agree with that. Like lift weights and fuck broads and do all that. Nobody talks about it. That subconscious doesn't go away. That doesn't. You don't start from the outside in and it changes. It may help a bit, but if you don't change that inner dialogue, that subconscious day to day, you will, listen to me, always revert back to the lesser self.
Yeah, I take a different approach when I do that too. When and Paul's working with me on that. We take the guys and we kind of it's kind of corny, but we run them through some exercises, which is essentially method acting. So we start on the outside. Why do we do that? We have these guys demonstrate some of these skills on the outside, particularly body language coupled with the skills we lay out. Why would we do that in the gym and all that? It's for quick wins. We're getting the low hanging fruit, because
Oh, absolutely. And I say
when you do
change
that,
is you
when we do
start
that,
with
the inside work
we
gets,
stepping on
you
it.
get really excited about the inside work. Sometimes when we
Yeah,
start with the
and
inside
that's
work, it's kind of like eating the elephant from the tail. Kind of hard.
well,
you know?
I mean, having what I'm trying to say is simply having awareness is not enough.
Mhm.
Because I preach the
Mm-mm.
same thing. Start in the gym. Start in the
Yep.
gym.
Yeah.
Because that's where you're going to see what it takes. Because you can apply the same things, the
Yeah.
same principles, the same attitudes and attributes that it takes to make a physical change. The commitment, the discipline, the perseverance, the long-term gratification, that comes, it's a process. And my whole philosophy is you apply those same principles to anything, the subconscious work, the business aspect, you apply those same principles and you will succeed. So yeah, I'm just saying, my
Yeah.
point I was making was that awareness of the limitations is not adequate. There
No,
has to be work done.
it does. And these books are going to help with that. The very first book was Paul's. So the first series in the essential skills of a masculine presence is out, and it lays the foundation. The second book is out for approval, which is being written by your and my good friend Ray Dientor, and he's writing on,
Oh wow.
it's going to be frame, brother. He's talking about frame setting. That's his forte. And his book is out
So
right now
important.
for waiting approval from KDP. That'll be the second set. AJ Matthews probably will be the third. I know Nuclear Claudio's out there. Pretty much everybody has reached out. I just got a text from Alpha Villains. We haven't spoken yet, but that's probably going to happen. I've talked to almost everybody. They want to do it. There, there's no time frame, but we're going to try to get one book out a month if we can. But Sterling committed to do one on, Sterling Cooper was going to commit one on passion. Passion is a skill.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a skill.
I think I can speak for everybody. We all started off not in a great place with life. And it was through the process of
Yeah.
all the things you've listed. And make no mistake that this change is just merely a set of skills. And you're just condensing each skill and what it is and what it looks like. And like, it's an amazing idea. Like you have a one-stop shop as how to bring out the best person you can be, the best man you can be in all areas
Well,
of life. We got a little bit of time left. I want to hear your take on how important it is to build a tribe of strong masculine men and it's who share the same ideas and values. How important that is for especially a younger man coming up these days.
it's imperative to his successful survival because nobody goes it alone. I mean, yeah, we're born alone. Nobody's coming to rescue us. We're gonna die alone. But in the meantime, um, as men come together, they do great things together. It's amazing what groups of men that get focused in the right direction with a leader that's inspirational or transformational can do. I mean, we've witnessed it all in our lifetimes, and that's an important thing. And then realize when the chips are down, they show up. They do. Bring the
Yeah,
bags and the shovels. Okay, what time where? That's a
that's it.
that's a big deal to rely on the men, even when they're far away. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting some verbal support. But having a brotherhood of men around, men are good with other men. You got to have that tribe. You got to have your squad, even if it's two or three. It's something we share that sometimes the ladies just don't share the same way. They have their cackle, their little coffee clutch, and they get along great. But the
No, they're
brotherhood of men
ruthless.
lasts for a very long time. And I can't express enough that it starts with, guys that want self-help and all that sort of stuff, and they get into a group, or it could even be a motorcycle club, whatever it is. And then somebody mentors them. That's the next step. In fact, that's what I take some of our consultants and students on, is they learn this knowledge and they go through a phase of it's entertainment. Now I kind of masturbate around it, you know, yeah, it's this, it's that. And then I kind of complain about it. Then I accept it. Things are working. And then they ask me, what's the next step? I mean, I understand this. It's working well. And I said, the next step is mentorship. You pass it along, you pay it
Yep.
forward to your brother. That's when you really start to learn. When you start to use the Socratic method and teach some young man the troubles you went through and you see him avoid them, this is
Mm.
what's been lacking. And this is why the lack of masculinity, well, is a problem and creates a crisis for men and boys today. I mean, basically, it makes them useless in a crisis. And you witness it all the time if you look at social media, or just the hesitancy in some of the generations to, you know, pick up the challenge and move forward and say no, or say, let's do something different. Um, that's a brotherhood coming together. And brotherhoods are viewed dangerously. I mean, you wear one of these, it's a brotherhood, you're advertising. Um, yeah, most of the powers that be don't want you to be in a brotherhood, gentlemen. Keeps you
Well,
strong.
there you go. You said it right there. The powers that be don't want to see that. They don't want to see men, strong, like-minded men bonding together, because they know if that shit gets too big, we're not controllable. That it's going to be the way
Oh,
we want it to come out.
yeah, or we're controlled enough, we'll just take charge and we'll fix it with our problem solving skills and passion. You know,
I
it's
I,
true.
I genuinely think that I genuinely think that this was instituted years ago, decades,
Oh yeah,
where they started telling men about men are men don't need friends groups. You rely on yourself, like to keep you isolated, so you would never figure that out. And I think
yeah.
recently, as of the recent past, that it's come out that in order to be a strong, successful man, you need a tribe of strong, successful, like-minded men. And notice how I say like-minded.
Hmm.
Not all men are going to be suitable to be in your life and to be a contributor and for you to contribute to them in your life.